So... Here's something. People always talk about how great, what a great guy you are, and I was wondering what you thought of the insanity that happened on LeBron's gate.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a common pattern in America's history. When people that look like me get to a certain point of success. I mean, LeBron James is, to me, the greatest of all time basketball player, and people want to remind you that, well, how they view you as a second-class citizen. And, you know, it's not much you could do other than keep thriving. Shout out to LeBron.
Success is the worst revenge.
Success is the best revenge.
Well, clearly you're getting the last laugh on that topic because you won 3 Grammys this year.
Yeah.
You're selling out arenas, you're on the front of magazine covers, and you did this all without a record label.
Yeah.
Why was that important route for you to take?
Well, I guess just based on where I'm sitting, like, I feel like that was the only way for me to get all that stuff done. But I think it's important to let people know that, you know, even a person in my position, a young black kid from Chicago, you can make your own decisions, you know, decide your own path, you know, say yes and no to what you want to. And I learned a lot of that stuff from, I mean, before I even met him, from comedian Dave Chappelle. Anybody? A man with a lot of integrity, and I studied him since I was young, and he made the same kind of decisions I hope to make in my life.
Remember when he gave up that $1 million contract to Comedy Central?
Oh, $40 million.
It's a gazillion dollars.
It's a lot of money at the time, and he just said, I don't want to do this right now. And he came back, and he's bigger than ever.
Still good.
Some people have called what you do gospel rap. Is that an accurate portrayal?
I wouldn't say I make gospel rap or Christian rap, but I am a Christian rapper. I'm a Christian, so yeah. It's a great audience.
He doesn't have to do anything.
The audience is here for you. So okay. It's only an hour show, guys. So let's talk about Chicago, because you grew up in Chicago, and interestingly, I mean, it's a terrible thing that they saw a 58% increase in gun violence in 2016 in Chicago. What do you make of that? What happened there?
Well, I mean, it's a result of a lot of things. We have a underfunded public school system. We've had an underfunded public school system for a long time. We have over-policed neighborhoods and terrible relationships between the communities and officers.
Is there gang violence there? Is that an issue?
Yeah, and it's also very, you know, it's very concentrated in areas. Chicago, per capita, is the most segregated city in the world, geographically. You know, white neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, Mexican neighborhoods. And so I think just years of being underappreciated and underserved as citizens of Chicago, there's a lot of, you know...
Tension.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say it's a whole lot of different reasons behind it.
Chicago has a bad rap, especially lately. I mean, I remember Trump went after Chicago, and remember that whole speech, what have you got to lose, that whole routine?
Yeah,
What'd you make of that? What'd you make
I don't know. I haven't seen him in Chicago before. I don't know what his relationship
He's afraid
with
to
Chicago
go there.
is. Yeah, I don't know if he knows what he's talking about.
You're 23 years old, and you were named by Fortune magazine as one of the 50 greatest world leaders at 23 years old. That's amazing. One thing that I love about you, you talked about underfunded public schools. You're very into social activism, and you donated $1 million of your own money to Chicago public schools. Why that particular issue, and why social activism? Why are you drawn to it?
Well, a lot of reasons. I think, well, social activism as a whole, I just grew up with, you know, strong figures in my family, the women in my family. You know, my great-grandmother marched for King. My grandmother volunteered herself and all her kids to work for Harold Washington's campaign when they had no money. I just came from a lot of, there's a lot of women and men in my family, especially my dad, who were just leaders and feel some type of calling to...
Didn't somebody work in the Obama administration?
My dad, yeah.
Right.
So my dad worked for Harold Washington, for Barack Obama. He's
and for the mayor, for Ari Emanuel as well.
Yeah. And he used to be our block club president. I don't know, he's just, he likes to boss people around, I guess. But yeah, I think there's just always been a calling to, you know, if there's something wrong in the world, to try and put some type of dent in it. And with the schools thing, it's just, you know, that's like the biggest topic in the city. I'm a new parent, and you know, I want my daughter to be a CPS kid, and you know, if there's no more CPS, then how's that gonna happen? So I'm trying to, you know, play my part. We've raised over $2.2 million and
You know, you do come from a history of social activism, and your father, I said Ari Emanuel, I meant Rahm Emanuel. And you're longtime friends with the Obamas, Malia and Sasha, love your music, love you. People want you to also run for public office. Is that something you've ever thought about?
I mean, I guess I've thought about it. I would never do it, though. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
He'd be robbing the music world.
I think you do more good the way you're doing it, actually. Yeah.
Politics is the reason why a lot of stuff doesn't get done. There's a lot of limitations.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think if you were in office, but if you were in office, I don't know if you'd be allowed to give $1 million of your own money to the Chicago school system.
There's a lot of, I think people, you know, become a little silenced and a little bit stagnant when they get in office. It's so amazing to meet you, Ms. Goldberg. It's so cool.
She's cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know, first of all, you have to call me Whoopi, because with a name like Whoopi, you can't be Miss Goldberg. But you know, one of the great things that I love about you is that the idea that you've said to people, I realized I had to do this for me. I had to get what I wanted in the best way I could do it. And that's been great, because you didn't need anyone to tell you how to do it. You went and you found it out. Do you think that's important for young people to understand, that you can't wait for someone to give it to you, you have to go after it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of people are limited by what they're allowed to see take place, right? So, like, not to spend too much time on LeBron James, greatest ever, but his involvement with the Players Association and his commitment to making sure everything's fair for all the players is what I idolize. You know, I want young artists to know that it's very possible to have success in the music industry with your own guidance and your own team behind you. And I think, like, everything that I try and do is, you know, it's important for me to know that it's possible, but I also want everyone else to know, you know, what's important.
Well, look, don't scream. He's gonna stick around. Hold up, hold on. And we'll be right back.